Hi, sisters.
That is not your intro.
Bish, what?
I said that is not your intro.
Whatever, I do what I want. Hi, hola everyone, what's up? It's Edgar, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos. In today's video, ooh, girl, it's gonna be a thick and juicy one because, well, you see, the thing is, I uploaded my Morphe 25L palette video a day before it launched, and I was actually the first one to upload the video, so somehow YouTube picked up the video or something, and it basically spread like wildfire. Now, first and foremost, if you guys found me through that video, and especially if you guys actually followed me, thank you so much, because the video is currently at almost 100,000 views, which, oh my gatitos, that blows my mind. And we've also grown about by almost 4,000 subscribers, which, wow, I literally cannot put into words how grateful I am. I just want to thank you for your support, and can definitely tell you that you can expect a bunch of exciting new and different content coming up very soon. I asked for your questions, comments, and concerns, and y'all did not disappoint. There was definitely a lot of great comments and a lot of mixed comments, to say the least. And that's why now, a few days later, I'm filming the follow-up video for the palette, because I actually went into the Morphe store, talked to a few employees, you know, got feedback from them. But to those that had concerns, unanswered questions, and negative doubts, I have some answers for y'all. But I didn't want to just bore you with the 25L palette, because y'all already saw me do that. So I thought I would I'm not gonna do that. I thought I would incorporate some shister action into here, because of course, as y'all know, this was the Morphe Rainbow palette that basically has been pushed like crazy and loved by many. I'm going to be doing the exact same look that James created and posted to Instagram with his palette, and I'm also going to use the Morphe 25L palette. But yeah, before we get started, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, click the little notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload new videos, and of course, leave your questions, comments, concerns all down in the comments below. And also, I do giveaways every single video. I give away care packages to you guys. To find out how to enter the giveaway and possibly win a care package for yourself, make sure you guys stick tuned until the end. Let's get right into this video. All right. Bueno, aquí estamos con otro video sobre la paleta de Morphe. I want to give you guys a little backstory actually, because there was some parts that got left out. My audio was a little off, so I had to cut out a lot of footage that I really wanted to incorporate into the video, but now the audio is fixed. I found out what my problem was. Thank you guys for the feedback, by the way. One of the questions that I saw commented the most was, what the hell was that other palette that you used? Well, if you guys didn't know, before the James Charles palette, there was the one and only Miss Morphe 35B. Now, this palette is beyond iconic. To be honest, this palette might be older than some of y'all, but if you've been an OG makeup follower and supporter since before beauty even actually blew up on social media, you will know exactly what this palette is. If you're not familiar, let me show you guys clearly. This is a Morphe palette. I know you probably haven't seen a Morphe palette like this. Sponge applicator, mirror, and look at the Morphe logo. It's all white. Now, this is, I believe I got this like beginning of 2015. I started posting in 2016, but before I even started posting on social media, I was, you know, experimenting with makeup, because I've been putting on makeup since I've been 16. Of course, it was only face makeup. So yeah, this palette is now about 4 going on to 5 years, and the reason it looks so different is because this was when Morphe was just starting out. Like, I go way back with Morphe. It was actually my first palette that I ever bought. Actually, the reason why it looks like this is because it was way before the major rebrand that Morphe had late this past year. Don't quote me, this video is alleged, by the way. Do not quote me. Anything I say in this video is alleged. They had a whole major rebrand, but this is what they started as before. Private label. I feel like this is a fossil at this point. So this is what they started off as, and then they slowly started turning into this. This is the Morphe 35O. This was another iconic neutral palette that was actually really, like, it did really well. Got like the little Morphe Z palette as well, and then after that was like the rebrand to the new Morphe logo. This is the 3502. So you see, this one doesn't have a mirror, and let's see, the 35O. By the time the 35O came out, they were not doing mirrors and the little sponges anymore. Obviously, the sponges are like, I mean, if you still use them, no judgment, but they're a little out of date now. You know, they got good brushes these days. Drugstore, Morphe, whatever you want to use, there's good brushes. I believe that they removed the mirrors for precaution because you could only imagine a mirror having to go through traveling international, Canada, Mexico, all over the world, across the country. This mirror, if it breaks, like RIP to your eyeshadows, girl, whether you can get a refund or whatnot, you know, that kind of just ruins the experience. And then they moved into the heavier, thicker plastic, which I'm so glad they're doing now. This is the, what, 35M? Oh yeah, I haven't even used this one yet. So we have Morphe Babe inside, the new Morphe rebrand, no mirror still. And then also this past year, they started doing like the giant cardboard boxes with bigger eyeshadow pans. This is epic right here. And then I'm not sure if this came before the James palette. I believe it did, but this is a 39A Dare to Create. It's a pretty good palette. I think I like the color selection in here. Then obviously, you know, came the iconic James Charles palette. A couple months before this is actually when the 35B was discontinued, I believe, obviously for the rebrand of Morphe. It was definitely a very smart move with James's following and his whole, you know, colorful artistic aesthetic. The James Charles palette has done numbers. It's done really, really great. As you can see, I still have the James palette in the original packaging, and that's because I have not used this. Now, let me tell you why. And I don't want people to stir up drama. I'm not about that. I'm not here exposing. I'm not here to drag or bring anyone down. I love makeup so much. I love uplifting people, and I love positivity in this community that has definitely had some ups and downs, but positivity and makeup is all I care about at the end of the day. I was honestly super hyped when the palette was announced and revealed. I was so happy that a beauty boy is getting exposure, because beauty boys in particular have not been that much of like a thing up until maybe like a year ago. You know, we really started to get pushed and supported in this industry. There's definitely a handful of companies and larger creators, female and male alike, that have supported smaller boys like myself since the beginning. With that being said, I was super excited to receive this palette review and create some looks for you guys, but sadly, although I am on the Morphe PR list, I did not receive this. I was a little confused because I always get every single package, and I don't want to sound like, you know, entitled, like I deserve to get this package, because no, you know, getting PR things is a privilege, 100%. If you are on a PR list, it's a privilege. It's a really, really, really huge privilege. Companies sending you stuff not only before things launch, but just sending you stuff, period. It saves us influencers a little bit of money, and, you know, allows us to create content, promote, and share with you guys stuff that's coming out, so when it launches, you guys can be on it and get whatever you might be interested in purchasing. So when that happened, I was a little confusion, you know. I was like, where's my palette? But a couple of months ago, or maybe like 1 or 2 months ago, very recently, you know, when things happened and stuff was said and, you know, things blew, y'all know what I'm talking about. But when that happened, there was a tweet that was brought up on my Twitter timeline, and it said something along the lines of, you know what, let me pull it up. I don't want to misquote anything. So the tweet reads as follows: remember when you took off hundreds of smaller creators from Morphe's list because you didn't want them to be associated with your palette? It sucked anyways. I remember seeing that tweet and I was like, oh, is that what happened? Like, why didn't I receive the palette? Like, yeah, things kind of clicked for me there. And the sad part about that was I was 100% so ready to push and promote and create endless amount of looks with this palette, because the possibilities are honestly truly endless. And on top of that, for the love of makeup, I was willing to overlook the fact that an individual has wronged me and other people that I know, not only in the industry, but people associated with beauty. The artistic, colorful, loving, creative in me was so ready to overlook that, because it's just makeup, you know. I don't care who is behind a certain product. If I like the product, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And I was ready for this, but I didn't receive the palette up until right before a couple days, the first major restock. Coincidentally, I vividly remember opening my front door and seeing a box from Morphe, and I was like, what's coming out soon? Like, did I miss something? Is this a secret launch? But then I opened it and I was, yeah, and I took it out and I was excited for a sec. I posted it, and like 5 minutes after I posted it on my Instagram stories, I was like, wait, why am I gonna push something that's gonna make someone richer? And I mean, they don't need the exposure, but, you know, push a product by someone that isn't supportive of other artists for one reason or another, or no reasons, or all reasons. I do not know, but I took the post down. So yeah, I took down the IG story promoting the palette down right away, because I realized that it was like a slap in the face. But like I said, right before the major restock, which means I promote it, it sells, sister gets coin. But why would I support someone that doesn't support me and several other creators? Yeah, I was just not having any of that. You know, this is not tea, this is not gossip, this is just like facts. It happened, this was real. So here we are with the James palette, still all wrapped up. Let me actually open this up. It'll be the first time I'm using it, swatching it. And here it is, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. There we go. It's cute. It's cute. I love the color scheme. But anyways, now that I've filled you in on a little bit of the behind the scenes of me going into this video, I am gonna get straight into what exactly we're gonna be doing today, which is recreating a look by James Charles. This is the James Charles look that we're gonna be doing today. Didn't actually tag. So Morphe brushes is tagged on there, but it doesn't say he used the 25L. However, I go to the Morphe page and it says James Charles grabbed the new 25L Living Color palette and the James Charles palette to make life colorful. Okay, so he used both palettes. I'm going to use strictly only the 25L on one side and the James Charles palette on the other. I'm actually going to start off this look with the 25L because I already did a video on it, so I just want to speed through it. If you haven't seen the video already, link is in the description or in the little eye right here. And because I do want to keep everything similar with the review, you know, this is kind of a comparison for the first review. I'm using the exact same concealer. This is the shade Swan by Too Faced in the Born This Way concealer. Let me put my weave. No me la quiero ensuciar. Even though it's like yellow as hell, I need to get it toned. So yeah, going in with Swan. Saw a lot of comments saying the palette did not work because you didn't use an eye primer, you used a concealer. Y'all, literally, I always use a freaking concealer. Always. Why do other eyeshadow palettes look bomb and they're not patchy? Exactly. It was not what I used as a base. It was the actual shadow themselves. I'll keep doing it, all right? You keep doing you, I'll keep doing me. Let me do a little bit of powder under my eye just in case. We don't want no emergencies. Let me start off with a fluffy brush. This is the Makeup Shack T4. And I'm gonna pick up the Sunlight shade, knocking off the excess. So here we go. I didn't really have any problems with the yellow. I just felt like I needed to saturate it in my initial review. And this is a cut crease, so don't worry about being too nice about it. You know, just and it comes in just a touch in the inner corner. I'm going to take an Anastasia A10 brush with the shade Pride and just go ahead and pack that on as well. Now there's a little bit of red, so my favorite shade in this palette, Lit. I would literally recommend it just for this shade. Like, it's that good. All right, that's cute, that's cute, that's cute. And don't worry, I'm gonna go back and blend everything, don't worry. Next, I'm going in with a Makeup Shack T36 brush and the shade Sexuality. I actually haven't used this one. I used Life, Sunlight, and Pride, but Sexuality I did not use in my previous tutorial. Ooh, this is cute. All right, come on, cut crease. Let's get sickening. So let me actually add in a little bit more of that red just to blend these in. And then a little bit of Pride now. Do y'all see this? I'm doing this so fast as well. I'm not even being careful about it. And it looks bomb. All right, so that's pretty much the top part. Now, before I go in and cut the crease and do that smoky liner, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the bottom. So he has a yellow, and then it looks like he has a little bit of green. I'm gonna take the same green brush that I used. I didn't wash them, by the way, because it's the same palette, so like, why? But let me just wipe them off just in case, because that green, ooh, y'all know we have struggled with that one. It looks like he mostly used Nature with a touch, like a tiny touch of Parade. Let me start adding that to the lower lash line. Oh my god, if this gets patchy again, I will literally lose it. Oh my god, I'm scared now, actually. Might have just jinxed myself. And now I'm actually going to dip into Parade. It's a little more like a teal, but it's still definitely green. And I'm doing it just on the outer part because I'm gonna go in with the blue next, so I think this will be a really good transition. All right, so now when it comes to the blue, like I mentioned in my review of the palette, I was very concerned, or that was my only, or pretty much like one of the biggest disappointments for me was not having a lighter purple, like a bright purple or a matte blue in the palette. And because in the Morphe post it says that James used 2 palettes, I feel like it's fair for me to dip into the 35B a little bit. So I'm gonna dip into the blue because we got a matte blue, y'all. And if I go in with the blue here, it's literally asking for this side to flop because it's a shimmer. Mattes and shimmers apply differently. I'm still gonna layer a little bit of this on top, but I wanna go in with just a touch of the blue before I do that. Okay, so now I'm gonna add in a little bit of Rise Up, which is the shimmer blue in the palette, just along the lower lash line to like make this a little bit of a deeper blue. Ooh! 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 Ooh, this blue has fallout. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So now before I go ahead and apply the purple, it's smoked out, so I'm actually going to cut the crease. Where's my Anastasia brush? Okay, the A18 brush is my fave for cutting creases. Alright, so going in with some leche, a little bit of leche all over the lid. For the purple, there's only the shade Truth in here, which is a really, really dark purple. So I'm going to take a little bit of the lightest one on the M167 brush. But let me start off with this little Wet n Wild one and the shade Sunlight. Just add a little bit of that on to start the liner. I also hope this doesn't transfer because my eyes are so hooded. It most likely will transfer, especially because it's only powder. But let's hope it doesn't. Next I'm going in with the green and I'm actually mixing a little bit of Nature and Parade. Next I'm going in with a tad bit of that 35B blue and then of course layering the Rise Up shade from the 25L palette on top. Take a little bit of that purple just like I did below and then intensify with the purple in the palette. Okay, cute. So that pretty much looks exactly like that. I'm gonna do the other eye with his palette and then we'll come back and add the highlighter because I'm sure he used. Let me go ahead and just dust this off. Oh my god, I'm so, look at this. Do you see this? Oh, tragic. All right, so that's cute. Now let's start the other eye. All right, so it's time for the James Charles palette, which doesn't have a mirror, so I'm gonna have to use a handheld mirror. Same exact thing, some more Too Faced Swan concealer to prep our eyes. The look I did when I reviewed the palette was more editorial. I was thinking very graphic, very blown out. But this is like, I'm going to Pride prom, or I'm just going to Pride and then dinner, you know? Alright, so there are eyes all. So I'm gonna start off with a clean fluffy brush and go into the shade B. Picking some up, knocking off the excess. Okay, right away, this is so much brighter. Oh, we can't forget a little under eye powder because we ain't trying to have no accidents. So we're bringing a little bit of the yellow into the inner corner as well. So there's the yellow applied. Again, like I said, it's definitely so much brighter than the one in the 25L. Now I'm gonna take the shade 518. It's like a pretty neutral bright orange, and I'm gonna pack that on to the lid. And oop. Have y'all heard of that remix, by the way, the Enna Oop remix? Cause it's so good. It makes you wanna just like. Alright, so there's our orange. So far, so good. This is definitely more of a true orange, whereas this is almost more like a neon salmon color. It's not a true orange. And now I'm going in with the red shade. It's called You're Kidding. And again, picking some up, knocking off the excess, and applying that on. Doesn't have the same initial like wow factor that the other one has. See, I think the difference so far that I'm noticing is that this is definitely more of a true red, where this was like an intense crimson right off the bat. The amount of layers I'm requiring for each side seems about the same. I'm gonna mix a little bit of Love That and Skip, because if I do just Love That, it's gonna be way too bright. I feel like if I do just this shade by itself, it's gonna be way too bright, and then this is gonna be way too dark. So I'm gonna mix these two together. So I'm doing about 3 layers on each side, and that's where it gets like fully saturated and gives a really nice color. I'm actually going to add a little bit more. I feel like I don't have enough red in there. Alright, cool, that's pretty cute. Looks good, no problems. Alright, so now it's time for a little bit of green. I'm going to start off with a little bit of Social Blade and then mix in this right here. These are brand new clean brushes, by the way, both sides. I am not using the same brush for anything. So I'm applying Daddy now. I can definitely tell you that these greens are not patchy, thank God. Now for the blue, let's see what the blue looks like. It looks like he mostly used Brother with a touch of Cola. Oh, she's not pigmented. Even then, it looks a little washed out. Wow. Alright, so far so good. It looks cute, and now it's time to cut the crease again. So for that, I will be using the same brush. Swan Concealer again from Too Faced, and yeah, let me go ahead and do that. This brush by Anastasia is so good. I saw Nikki tutorials doing a cut crease with it, and I don't know what it is. Maybe the shape, or it's just flat, and you can do a really easy cut crease with this. I'm gonna take the white shade from the palette. It's called Flashback. And I'm gonna pack it on. Oh my god, don't tell me this is not gonna have pigment as well. Oh, no, okay, I see. This is definitely whiter. Same thing, I'm having to build it up so much. This is so patchy compared to this eye. Oh, I don't know why my eye, with this shadow, my eye is feeling warm. Oh, Lord. No. It's weird. It literally feels like my eye feels hot. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna try to rush through this because I need to take pictures with this makeup. And I also need to finish this, but wow, I've never felt the sensation on my eye. It feels like icy hot, but on my eye. Like just hot too, not icy. Oh my god. Oh, I hope my eye doesn't swell up or anything. Tripping the hell out. My eye still feels hot. Like, it's not just in my head, it feels hot to the touch. I have never felt this sensation on my eye. On the bright side though, do you see the difference in the whites now? I'm not crazy. I'm so glad. This looks so much more patchy and not pigmented, and I swear I even put more on this side. Look at the brightness, side to side. This is what a white should look like. I mean, there's even better whites that I've used, but it's pretty good for a white. Now let's go ahead and start the top part. I'm just gonna use, again, same colors, nothing interesting. I already applied the colors on the bottom, except the purple. So let me do this really quick and I will cut back to the purple. I feel like my eyeball's starting to hurt. Like, it still feels just as hot. It's not getting any hotter or less hot, it just feels hot. Like, I feel it. Okay, so there's all the shadows applied. Same thing with the blues. Blues just have fallout. It is what it is, but let me dust that off. You guys don't understand what I'm feeling right now. I've literally used like lipsticks and like weird things on my eyes, and I've never had this feeling before, and I'm a little concerned. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is just apply some lashes, a little bit of inner corner waterline, finish up basically the rest of my face, and also add a little bit of highlighter here in the inner corner, like my normal face highlighter. And on the brow bone, both sides, we'll just call it even. Yeah, and I'll be right back. I need to put this on because this is an allergic reaction. I need to take this off immediately, so be right back. Alright, so after a heart attack and a half, oh my god, y'all, my eye still feels like warm. It cooled down a little bit, but it still feels warm. Like, this one was not warm and this one feels warm. That has literally never happened to me before. Like, I have sensitive skin, but I use liquid lipsticks for eyeshadows, I've used eyeshadow sticks, I've used a lot of stuff on my eyes, including like gluing stuff, and I've never had this happen. I went ahead and quickly finished up the look with Huda Beauty Trendsetter Liquid Lip. I also put on some Boss Babe lashes. These are currently my favorite lashes. They are way better than Miami. I don't know about xoxo Miami because I haven't tried them, but Boss Babe lashes from the Lash Bar LA are where it's at. Check them out. But other than that, this is the finished look. We have the James Charles palette on this side, and this is the 25L. Now, oh wait, you know what? I still want to put on some glitter. Hold on. Okay, so as I was saying, you can clearly see the difference. Like, first of all, the white is the most obvious difference. And then also on the James Charles side, the blue is transferring a little bit, whereas on this side it is not. Now that both eyes are done, I can definitely come to the conclusion that this is one of those situations of you get what you pay for, because the Morphe palette is only 20, oh, they're both Morphe. The 25L is only $20 and the James Charles palette is $39. 39 shades in here, so you're still paying about $1 per eyeshadow. I feel like the 25L is definitely more for a person that you don't really care, or you're not too particular or OCD about how colors look. You just, you know, maybe you want a red one day, maybe you want to pop a blue. I think that's definitely who this is aimed towards, whereas opposed to this, I can definitely see why it's highly raved about. If the white was not so much brighter, I think I could get away with going out like this with two different eyes and people would not be able to tell. So with that being said, if you don't have the James Charles palette, it's too expensive for you, but you do have 20 bucks to spend on the 25L, I would suggest picking up the 25L, but you do have to remember that you are getting shadows that are subpar. I don't want to say they're worse because you get what you pay for, like I just said. So yeah, I can't really say that like the formulas are the same because these are patchy, these are not. So the 25L just might have a little bit more filler in these shadows to make them cheaper to make and also to sell to you guys. Would I recommend the James Charles palette over this? Yes. Would I still recommend the 25L? Yes, as well. You just have to remember that you have to be willing to sacrifice either $20 more or getting shadows that are not, they're good, but they're not what these are. Also, one other thing, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I went to the Morphe store the day it launched. I was honestly so scared because I uploaded my review the day before I went incognito. I was like, no one see me. And one of the employees, when I walked up to the display, was like, oh, have you gotten your palette yet? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, really? And I was like, yeah, I got it. Yeah. I was so scared that someone had seen my review and been like, oh, it's the review boy. So that conversation started, I asked her and another colleague of hers regarding the green because they were all wearing the palette that day and they all had the same issue, even using like a white base. They told me they were wearing the white Morphe concealer as a base and they had the same issue with the green. She recommended the packing on motion, to which I told her that's exactly what I did with the green brush, and she said, yeah, me too. I had the same issue, but I just try to make it work. You kind of have to balance it. But I looked and she closed her eyes and it was a little patchy. So I was not crazy. A lot of people said that it was because I had a tacky base, I didn't set it, all that stuff. But I asked her about it and she said no, she applied it directly on like that and she had the same issues. So that is that answer for you guys, because I saw a lot of that comment and I wanted to check in with someone about it, and I'm not crazy, thankfully. Last but not least, the biggest difference between both palettes is that for the 25L, 100% of the net proceeds will go to the Trevor project, whereas for the James Charles palette, I'm sure it's all Morphe in James's pocket. I don't really know what else to tell you guys. You saw how this performed, other than I guess my like little backstory as to why I didn't use this. Again, please do not like this, what that backstory was just meant as a, that was my experience. I'm really glad that it was a boy that got to work on a palette that definitely made waves in the industry and in the general public. You know, everyone was talking about the James Charles palette, and for the longest time it was so hard to get. I wish nothing but the best for James. I really hope he is in a good headspace now and is doing a lot better from when stuff happened. But in all of my videos, I like to give back to you guys just as a little thank you for spending time here with me today, watching my videos, supporting, liking, all that good stuff. So I will be giving a care package today away to one lucky person. I'll put the prize right here. Bloop, 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 bloop. This is a prize y'all will be winning. All you have to do to enter to possibly win that makeup care package is be subscribed to my channel, turn on my post notifications, give me a big thumbs up, and last but not least, comment your thoughts, questions, and concerns, and most importantly, your Instagram name down below, because that's how I contact you guys. Make sure you guys check me out on Instagram at Edgar's Makeup, because that's where I'll be announcing the winners and also getting in touch with you guys. So check me out there, and I'll be announcing the winner very soon in a couple of days. But yeah, before you guys go, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, thumbs up, leave me your comments, questions, concerns down in the comments below, because I'm really curious what you guys think about these side by side. There's definitely something to talk about. That's all I can really say. I already spilled my thoughts. But yeah, you guys, that is everything for me today. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.